There's a famous quote that states that change is the only constant. My first thought was, thank God, someone finally said it. And then my second thought was, I wonder what it means. As it turns out, there are approximately 1,000,001 words that are synonymous to change. There's alteration, which feels boring, reform, which is kind of political, modulation, which I don't even know how to use, metamorphosis, butterflies, obviously, and my favorite, Renaissance. Yeah, I like Renaissance. It makes me think of my favorite Beyonce album, Cowboy Carter. No, I'm kidding. Actually, a lot of pop stars have experienced renaissances throughout their career. My favorite being Miley Cyrus. Look, I love Hannah Montana as much as the next guy, but she wouldn't be the living legend she is today without Wrecking Ball. It also refers to the time between 14th and 16th century in Europe, a time that produced a lot of really famous paintings, such as Creation of Adam by Michelangelo, which has since become a very popular addition to tattoo sticker sleeves. There's also The Birth of Venus, and of course, the Mona Lisa, which is renowned for breaking barriers in the artistic realm and defying all presumptions that influential art has to be interesting or good. I hate the Mona Lisa. The word Renaissance is clearly used very elusively, as it can describe both my Y2K foremothers and old-ass pieces of art. I've decided recently that Renaissance is also the title that I'm claiming for the next year of my life. And because I got a haircut recently. Yep, all of that for a haircut reveal. To complement the haircut, I also decided to turn 24 recently. And I won't lie to you, I am starting to feel the pressure that I should have it somewhat figured out, who I want to be in life, and general ideas of what I want to accomplish. Now, I know that it would be quite ridiculous to claim I experienced a renaissance within myself after one single haircut, which is why we're going to run through a couple of personas and ideologies that have the potential of shaping this phase of my life. An entire personality and perspective change, if you will. Deciding how you want to be perceived in your early 20s is not something to be taken lightly. You want to be able to look back and think that you did it right, that you justified your youth in some way. Which is exactly why I'm taking this time to announce that I'm fully embracing the rock and roll lifestyle. It's crazy to me that rock and roll emerged in the 1950s with big names such as Janis Joplin and Aretha Franklin, and now Billie Eilish and Phoebe Bridgers, and has stayed at the center of the pop universe long enough for me to come along and appropriate the culture. As a way of being true to myself in this experience, I have no moral qualms with lying to people about my involvement in the indie rock community. If anyone asks me, I play the bass guitar and do background vocals for my band, The Killers. Wait, no. Everyone has dreams about being a rock star, even people like me who don't have the slightest idea how to be musically creative. But it's not just about that, is it? It's about the lifestyle, the sex, the drugs, the edgy attitude. I took the liberty of researching how I can embody the attitude of a rock star, according to reddit.gov. And here's what I found. They said to focus on cultivating a sense of confidence, self-expression, passion for your pursuits, a disregard for conventional norms, and a strong presence. Which sounded really hard. Believe it or not, this fantasy hindered when I had to keep logging in to Microsoft Outlook every morning at 9 a.m. I was forced to face the reality of my situation. Cigarettes make me have asthma attacks. I don't know how to play an instrument, and the waterproof mascara that I'm using is making my eye boogers black. maybe I was never meant to be a rock star. Okay, so, whatever. I assumed the role of a pretend burnout. This world was not ready for me to learn how to play the guitar anyways. And I always considered myself more aligned with the modern trope of a tortured artist. The thing about tortured artists is that they always seem to have something philosophical to say, something impactful to put out into the world. I want people to think that of me. I feel like I have a lot of important things to say. I just don't know what they are yet. Van Gogh once stated that it is looking at things for a long time that ripens you and gives you a deeper meaning. It turns out that there was truth to his advice, because after all this staring, I feel like I do have something important to say. Here it is. Do you guys mind if I cut the shit for a second? After all of this time living it up and partying like a rock star, and all of this time looking around to find deeper meaning in life, I need to regain my balance. If you'd let me, I'd like to share a personal anecdote about my younger self in celebration of getting older. When I was about 16, I was dead convinced that I was going to grow up to live in a van and to have the most impressive crystal and herb collection known to man. I even microdosed this lifestyle practice by not wearing shoes to high school for a couple of months. How I got away with this for as long as I did, I'm unsure. But what's even more impressive to me is how I never contracted a fungus or hookworm via direct foot to ground exposure. It doesn't hurt that bad though, so maybe it's not going deep enough.
That's what she said.
I feel like the smiley face it hurt. Although my vision of being the most intrinsic hippie lady didn't fully manifest itself in my life, for a good reason, there is a large part of me that feels rooted in my 16-year-old self. Maybe at 24 years old, 8 years later, it's her time to shine. Truly, only time will tell whether my renaissance will be shaped by partying, by art, or by nature. Or maybe it's just time to admit that it's just a haircut and being 24 is not that interesting.